Today's episode of Triggered is brought to you by my patrons. It's hard to make money on this platform as someone who actually wants to speak his mind. I have to rely a lot on my fans, and I thank everyone who's a patron, and I also thank everyone who tunes in to watch, whether they're a patron or not. I need all the help and support I can get. If you don't want to become a patron but still want to help out monetarily, I also have a PayPal. I can't possibly thank all of you enough for helping me keep this channel going when it feels like YouTube is designed to be the least hospitable platform ever and just constantly hamstrings me and makes it harder for me to get out here and entertain you. So you have my endless love and my endless gratitude, and that's no fucking joke. Start the show. Let's start today with an update from the land of shit that totally, 100%, absolutely, definitely happened and isn't made up at all. This is a post from someone's Tumblr. It's called Me in Class. Teacher. Hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving. Me. Actually, I don't find it fun to celebrate genocide and colonization, so I spent this Thanksgiving blogging and protesting. But thanks, how was yours? Teacher, stunned silence. Classroom, stunned silence. And then the classroom begins to clap. Oh, yes! Yes! And then they all hoisted me up on their shoulders and they started chanting my name. Douchebag, douchebag, douchebag. They carried me all the way to the principal's office, and as we marched, different classes, seeing the commotion, joined in. And by the time we reached the principal's office, it was the whole school. The whole school was there, and the principal came out. And he came out of his office like the fucking bald little weasel rat think fuck that he was, and he said, "Hey, what's going on here?" And I looked him right in the eyes and I said, "Thanksgiving is genocide." And his bald head literally exploded from my fucking sheer wokeness. It was just like, boom! And then I was crowned the new principal of the school, and all my schoolmates got to their knees in recognition of my supreme wokeness. Oh my God! Thanksgiving is fucking genocide, people! Wake the fuck up! Since when was Thanksgiving about genocide? The first Thanksgiving was in 1621 when the Pilgrims were celebrating a successful harvest. They invited members of the Wampanoag tribe to the festivities, and they had a 3-day festival of feasting and celebration. Now, it wasn't until 1863 that Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving an official holiday, but people informally celebrated it before that, usually after a good harvest. So where exactly does the genocide come in, you know? Like, yeah, okay, I admit the relationship between European settlers and natives eventually did turn sour, and wars were fought over these lands that we now think of as the United States of America. But Thanksgiving had nothing to do with that. Thanksgiving was all about giving thanks for a prosperous harvest. And today, it's about giving thanks for whatever you have, whether that be your career or your family or your health or whatever. No one sits down to Thanksgiving dinner as a celebration of fucking genocide. That's just fucking dumb. You know what else is dumb? This. Mother demands school ban Sleeping Beauty because princess does not give consent to be kissed. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure the princess would rather have spent eternity in an unending state of sleep. The thing is, this story has already been changed for modern audiences. One of the earliest versions of the story involves Sleeping Beauty falling into her eternal slumber because of a thorn stuck in her finger. The prince shows up and actually rapes the sleeping princess, who becomes pregnant with his baby. The baby is born, and somehow it's able to reach the finger with the thorn in it, and he suckles it, thinking that it must be his mother's nipple. In the process, he sucks out the thorn and breaks the curse. Now, if that version of the story were still in circulation, maybe this busybody mom would have a point. But I guess, you know what? The story has been altered before, so maybe it can be altered again. Instead of being awoken by true love's first kiss, Sleeping Beauty can be awoken by true respect's first handshake, you know? Or better yet, the prince can just sit by her bedside, waiting and waiting for some sign of consent, eventually growing old and dying, all while Sleeping Beauty waits forever for the kiss to free her from her spell. A kiss that will never, ever come. Because she can't open up her fucking sleeping lips and say, yes, kiss me please, you fool. By the way, I love this post I saw over on the Donald. Judge Roy Moore would become the 52nd vote in the Senate, which will mean his vote breaks the tie of rhinos. This is exactly why they do not want him to win. Yeah, that's it, you guys. You nailed it. It's nothing to do with his creeping on teenage girls, his blatant homophobia, his numerous violations of the Constitution, his disrespect for rule of law, or the fact that he's a criminally insane nitwit who I wouldn't trust to run a fucking Arby's. You know, nothing to do with any of that. I mean, give me a fucking break, conservatives. He's a shitty candidate, and, if the people of Alabama want him, you know what, more power to him. Because it's only fitting that one of the shittiest candidates ever represent one of the shittiest states ever. And I've lived there, so don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I fucking do. You know another thing I see conservatives doing that annoys the fucking piss out of me every time I see it? They find two opinion pieces published by the same newspaper, and they look, behold the inconsistency. Democrats won't beat Trump by racing to the left. Opinion. Bernie Sanders could be the one to beat Donald Trump in 2020, say top Democratic strategist. Both from Newsweek and apparently only 20 minutes apart. This is supposed to be some kind of scandal? What? Why? Because one journalist posted an opinion piece that's in disagreement with a story about what some Democratic strategists are saying? What exactly is the scandal here? That Newsweek isn't only pushing one narrative and actually has different people with different opinions? Why would you not want that to be the case? That's like looking at YouTube and saying YouTube is a fucking hypocrite because they publish both Kyle Kulinski and Steven Crowder. Make up your mind, YouTube. Are you liberal or are you conservative? Here's a fucking idea. Maybe that article clearly labeled opinion is just that, an opinion. It's not Newsweek speaking to us as some sort of fucking monolithic entity, you know? The left and right are so fucking embarrassing in this country. And if you oppose both of them, you end up getting called a fucking centrist or a moderate all the fucking time. Here's my political compass. Does this look like a fucking centrist to you, you fucking half-wit fucks? Rejecting the horse shit peddled by these two factions of ideological cheerleaders doesn't make you a centrist. It just means you've still got a functional brain that you haven't sold to a team in exchange for some empty feeling of belonging. I'm part of the group now. If I've seen a bunch of posts telling me, if you're not upset about net neutrality, you're not paying attention, which I agree with, but I'll go much further. If you're not universally disgusted by everyone and everything around you at all times, then you don't have a fucking brain. This whole planet is one big ocean of shit. And anyone who tries to escape the ocean is slapped with some dumbass label that they never asked for and treated like they're just somewhere in the middle between two different brands of fucking dog shit. No, I reject all the shit. I'm the toilet paper coming to wipe it the fuck away and flush the toilet. Unfortunately, toilet paper has to get shit on it too. I can't help but touch the poop of this world, but make no mistake, I'm here to be the fucking destroyer. Anyway, that's just a little whatever bullshit rant. You know who's really the biggest fucking dumb fuck on YouTube, in my opinion, though? And I mentioned him earlier in this video, Steven Crowder. He's got a video on his channel right now called Amazon's Alexa is a Crazy SJW Liberal. It's got 36,000 thumbs up and only 889 thumbs down, and it's the fucking dumbest video I've ever seen in my life. The fact that people like that are on YouTube is not only personally frustrating, but also indicative of the general stupidity of humanity. I'd show you some clips from it and explain why it's so fucking stupid in detail, but unfortunately, when I try to show clips from a Crowder video, he flags them. It's his way of keeping himself nuzzled, soft, and cozy in his safe space, I guess. But the general premise of the video is that Alexa has a liberal bias. You know, he asks Alexa about Jesus Christ, and Alexa says, Jesus was a fictional character. Oh my God. Well, first of all, he is. But aside from that, that's not even what Alexa actually says when you ask her about Jesus. Check it out.
Jesus, also referred to as Jesus of Nazareth and Jesus Christ, was a Jewish preacher and religious leader who is the central figure of Christianity.
He also asks Alexa to define communism and define fascism. And when Alexa gives definition for both terms, he immediately acts incensed. He's like, oh, seems like Alexa's definition of fascism is way more negative than her definition of communism. So fucking what, you brainless twit? Is Alexa supposed to give some glowing positive definition of fascism? Honestly, neither answer was even very heavily editorialized. He asked the definition of communism, and it said something along the lines of a system where resources are shared equally between everyone. And he asked about the definition of fascism, and it says something like a system of rigid control defined by authoritarianism and the silencing of opposition. Those definitions are both accurate. Communism and fascism both suck in practice, but communism has always sounded better on paper. That's not Alexa's fucking fault. The video that he put up is 12 minutes and 26 seconds long, and it's beyond ridiculous and beyond dishonest. And people are falling for it. En masse, people are falling for it. It's fucking pathetic. And it's even more pathetic that an actually good channel like mine that doesn't make shit up, that doesn't lie to people, that actually has some fucking standards, is spinning its wheels in the mud while people like Crowder lie like rugs and get rewarded for their deception with mountains of views and waves of unthinking approval. And if I sound bitter right now, it's because I fucking am. And you should be too, because you have to live in a world created by idiots like Crowder and his equally idiotic counterbalances on the left. So it's time to end this shit. It's time to oppose this shit. It's time to flush it the fuck down the toilet and press the fucking reset button. I'm TJ Kirk. Give this video a thumbs up, share it, all that stuff. Let's see if we can get this video 1/4 as popular as Steven Crowder and his lying ass bullshit. Peace the fuck out. Pathetic.